Let's take a trip back in time, not just to any place, but to a specific moment. Frankfurt, 1979. For me, that year and that city hold a magic that's hard to describe, but I'm going to try. It was a time when the world felt different, simpler in some ways, yet buzzing with a unique energy. It was West Germany, a place where dignity and freedom weren't just words, but the very air you breathed. And Frankfurt was its beating heart, a crossroads of cultures, ideas, and stories. This isn't just a look back, it's an invitation to feel what it was like to be there, right in the middle of it all. So, sit back, and let's journey together to the Frankfurt of my youth. The year is 1979. The Cold War is a constant, low hum in the background, but in West Germany, there's an overwhelming sense of optimism. Life feels solid, dependable. There's a quiet pride in the air, a belief in hard work, in quality, in doing things the right way. People value their freedom deeply, and you can feel it in the way they walk, the way they talk. There's a certain formality, a respect for order, but underneath it all, a vibrant, rebellious spirit is starting to bubble up, especially among the youth. It's a society on the cusp of change, holding onto tradition while eagerly reaching for the future. And there's no better place to witness this beautiful collision than in the heart of Frankfurt. My memories always begin at the Hauptbahnhof, the main train station. What a magnificent place! It wasn't just a station, it was a grand theatre of life. The sheer scale of it, with its soaring iron and glass roof, made you feel small but also part of something immense. The air was thick with a unique mix of smells, the sharp metallic scent of the train brakes, the sweet aroma of freshly baked pretzels from a nearby cart, the slightly bitter smell of roasted chestnuts, and the ever-present hint of diesel fuel. I can still hear the symphony of sounds, the rhythmic clatter of the departure boards flipping over, announcing destinations like Paris, Rome, and Amsterdam, the deep. Rumbling greetings of the trains pulling in, the chorus of voices in a dozen different languages, and the cheerful vendor shouting, "Würstchen, heiß Würstchen." It was a sensory overload in the best possible way. You could get anything at the Hauptbahnhof. Kiosks were overflowing with newspapers and magazines from all over the world. I remember seeing headlines from the New York Times right next to Der Spiegel. It felt like the entire world was passing through these halls. And the food. Oh, the food. You could grab a quick currywurst, drenched in that tangy, spicy sauce, or a perfectly grilled bratwurst tucked into a crispy roll, or my personal favorite, a simple fischbrötchen, a fresh fish sandwich with onions. Just outside, crossing the bridges over the main river, the city unfolded. The skyline was beginning to rise, a mix of historic, reconstructed buildings and new, modern towers that hinted at its future as a financial capital. The river itself was a calm, steady presence, with long barges gliding silently beneath the bridges, a timeless scene against a city that was racing forward. One of my most vivid memories is the American presence. Frankfurt was a major hub for the US military, and the GIs were a common and fascinating sight. And for us teenagers, there was one place that was an absolute magnet, Burger King, right near the station. Now, you might think McDonald's, but no, for us, BK was the real deal. It was cooler, it was bigger, and it just felt more authentically American. Walking in there was like stepping into a different world. You'd see these young American soldiers, barely older than us, in their uniforms or in their civvies, laughing, joking, and just enjoying a taste of home. The smell of flame-broiled burgers filled the air, so different from the German food we were used to. It was exotic. We'd sit there, trying to look cool, listening to their accents, fascinated by their stories and their easygoing confidence. This cultural exchange wasn't just happening over burgers. It was spilling out onto the streets, carried on waves of music. This was the era of the boombox, the ghetto blaster. These things were huge, chrome-plated beasts, and the soldiers would carry them on their shoulders, blasting funk, soul, and the first stirrings of hip-hop. You'd hear Grandmaster Flash or the Sugar Hill Gang echoing through the plazas. It was a soundtrack that was completely new and incredibly exciting to us. And then there were the roller skates. Not the little inline skates of today, but the big, four-wheeled quad skates with colourful wheels and stoppers. You'd see people, both soldiers and German kids, gliding effortlessly through the squares, dancing on wheels to the music from the boomboxes. It was a spectacle of joy and freedom, a vibrant, moving party where cultures mixed and mingled without a second thought. It was a time of connection, where a shared love for a good beat or a smooth glide on 8 wheels could bridge any gap. Looking back at Frankfurt in 1979, I'm filled with such a warmth, such a deep sense of gratitude for having lived it. It was more than just a time and a place. It was a feeling of hope, of connection, of a world opening up. Those days of clattering train boards, of shared burgers, of boomboxes and roller skates, they shaped a part of who I am. That vibrant, energetic, and wonderfully human city is a memory I'll always cherish. The world has changed so much since then, but the spirit of that time, the importance of connection, of embracing different cultures, and of finding joy in the simple things, that's a lesson that never gets old. Thank you for taking this journey back with me. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, please give this video a like and subscribe for more stories. I'd love to hear your own memories in the comments below. Thanks for watching.